Welcome to Reddit Stories, the place where the most shocking, real-life stories unfold. Here, we bring you the most intense, anonymous confessions ever shared on Reddit. Have you ever trusted someone so much that you never doubted them? But then, just one strange message, one rushed phone call, and everything changes forever. Rachel had the perfect life, a loving husband, a dream family. But one night, she uncovered a truth that she could never turn back from. This isn't fiction. This is a true story, shared on Reddit, where millions have witnessed a revenge plan unfold like never before. Betrayal, heartbreak, and a revenge so perfect, no one saw it coming. When love turns into lies, who will have the last laugh? A perfect life or a perfect lie? The sun streamed through the large bay windows of a modern suburban home. Inside, Rachel and Daniel sat across from each other at the breakfast table, their hands intertwined. They had been married for 7 years and, by all accounts, had a perfect life. A beautiful house, stable jobs, and a love that seemed unshakable. But love, sometimes, is nothing more than an illusion. Part 1. The first seeds of doubt. Rachel had always trusted Daniel completely. He was a devoted husband, attentive, loving, and predictable. But lately, something felt off. He had started working late more often, his phone was always on silent, and he had begun keeping it close to him, even in the house. At first, Rachel told herself she was overthinking. After all, Daniel had never given her a reason to doubt him. But doubt, once planted, begins to grow like a weed, choking reason and replacing it with suspicion. Part 2. The strange text message. One evening, as Daniel showered, Rachel noticed his phone buzzing on the nightstand. She glanced at it, not intending to snoop, until she saw the message on the screen. Can't wait to see you again. Last night was amazing. Red heart hash. Her heart stopped. Rachel's hands trembled as she picked up the phone. The sender's name was saved as a Chris, work. But no one at Daniel's office named Chris would send a message like that. The room spun around her. This had to be a mistake, right? Part 3. The investigation begins. Rachel took a deep breath. Confronting Daniel now would only give him time to cover his tracks. No, she needed proof. She quickly copied the number and sent it to a friend who worked in cybersecurity. The reply came within minutes. This number is registered to a Samantha Reynolds. Rachel's blood turned to ice. Who was Samantha Reynolds? And why was she messaging Daniel like this? Part 4. Following the clues. Over the next few days, Rachel played the role of the perfect wife while secretly gathering evidence. She checked their credit card statements and found charges at restaurants and hotels she had never been to. She noticed Daniel leaving the house earlier than usual, taking calls in hushed tones, and sometimes coming home smelling like perfume that wasn't hers. Then, on a Friday night, she decided to follow him. Part 5. Court in the ACT. Rachel parked a few blocks away from the address she had found on Daniel's GPS history. It was a cozy little apartment building. She watched as Daniel arrived, carrying a bottle of wine and a bouquet of roses, the same ones he used to bring her. Minutes later, the door opened, and a young, blonde woman greeted him with a passionate kiss. Rachel gripped the steering wheel so hard her knuckles turned white. There was no doubt anymore. Her husband, the man she loved, the man she had built a life with, was cheating on her. Part 6. The perfect revenge. Rachel didn't confront him that night. No, that would be too easy. Instead, she planned. Over the next week, she gathered every piece of evidence she could. Screenshots of messages, receipts, photos from that night. She even hired a private investigator to confirm everything. Then, she set her trap. On their upcoming anniversary, Rachel prepared a romantic dinner at home. Candlelight, music, everything just as it used to be. Daniel arrived, smiling, kissing her cheek as if nothing was wrong. Rachel raised her glass. To us. Daniel clinked his glass against hers. To us. That's when she pulled out a folder and slid it across the table. To us. Ho? Open it. Confusion flickered across Daniel's face as he opened the folder. His expression quickly turned to horror as he saw the photos, the messages, the undeniable truth of his betrayal. Rachel leaned back, watching him squirm. Happy anniversary, darling. Part 7. The Aftermath. Daniel begged, pleaded, swore it was a mistake. But Rachel had already made her decision. She handed him divorce papers and informed him that not only was she leaving him, but she had also sent copies of the evidence to his employer, who had a strict policy against workplace affairs. He lost his wife and his job in one night. Ending, a new beginning. A month later, Rachel sat in a beautiful seaside cafe, sipping a cocktail as the sun set over the horizon. The pain of betrayal was still there, but so was a newfound sense of freedom. She had loved Daniel, but she loved herself more. And that was the real happily ever after.